Battle of Greece continues. On the Marita map, Allied forces are making a last stand to halt the Axis armies sweeping through the region. You'll deploy on a sloping mountain ridge and within the tight streets of a rural town. The Allies control the town, but Axis troops are already on its fringes. The road down into the village is crucial, and you must fight to hold here or risk losing control of the region. You'll always have tactical choices nearby, with a close proximity to other key locations, so keep an eye out for them. Marita is an infantry-focused map, where all 4 soldier classes will be able to shine. Tanks and aircraft will stand aside for intense infantry gunfights and sneaky flanks in the cobbled streets. Hills and multi-story homes means unique vertical gameplay. Stay alert in this steep environment as the Battle of Greece rages on.
To help give us even more details on Marita, please welcome Ryan MacArthur from DICE. Yeah. So thanks for coming out, Ryan. So obviously, Marita looks amazing. What was the map's inspiration?
Well, I think the team in LA that put this together, and they built the Mercury map that everyone saw earlier this month. And so they really wanted to continue that story of the Battle of Greece, which is a bit of an unknown story, new to me as well, as you learn about this stuff. So it's really cool. It's sort of set on the Albanian-Greece border, sort of in the mountains there, where the Axis power sort of started to push into Greece during the war. And it's sort of set above the clouds in this nice little quiet, well, I guess what used to be quiet village. Before,
Not anymore.
Before these guys all show up. And it's quite a different experience than Mercury. And it's sort of a totally different style of gameplay that you would have seen in the game before.
So what kind of gameplay are we talking about? What's happening?
Well, so this is going to be a heavily infantry-focused map. So as Mr. Battlefield likes to put it, this is total creative chaos. So you're just going to see some absolute...
Love that. Creative chaos. Yeah.
So what we get there is just head-on collisions in the middle of this map. And it's sort of what we've tried to do with all the new maps that we've been created, spending a lot of time to figure out how do we make each one of them different. So when players go in and play one of these new maps, it sort of has a different feel than the ones they've played before to sort of create that different experience for them. So this one has, I guess for lack of a better way to put it, is sort of a banana shape to it. And that banana shape...
Do you like their fruit?
Well, I think fruit's important when you're doing game design, I think. Obviously. And so the shape gives you sort of a variety of different play styles and sort of creates this sort of narrow channels for people to just run head on into each other, which really creates that chaos that is Battlefield. But
That's what we want, though. That's what we want, that kind of chaos. But most importantly, we need to know, like, we could talk all day, but when can we get our hands on it? That's what we want to know, right?
Yeah, and I think the great thing for this is coming in July as part of Chapter 4, so stay tuned. And I think some people are going to get to play it while they're here today.
Ooh, lucky you. All right, Freeman, who's we've stuck up there for no other reason than, well, my own entertainment, has more on Chapter 4 for you. Over to you, Freeman.
I'm up here PTFOing. I don't know what you're giving out to me, Julia. Listen, we have more maps. So let's deliver a brand new one to you. This is Sundan. It's coming in Chapter 4.
The fight moves to the North African desert in a vast new map for Battlefield 5, Sundan. Prepare to engage alongside a lush desert coast and contrasting harsh environments. Axis forces have militarized the area with camps, a radar tower, and an airbase. You must fight over possession of these critical points. In Sundan, we've taken the vista used in a single-player war story under no flag and doubled down on air and land vehicle combat. With this, the location has been optimized for all-out multiplayer action. On this open map, it's up to you to shape the fight. With large distances, vehicle-based team play, and battles across ranges, you'll always have plenty of choices. Make good use of this sandbox to secure the win. Utilize vehicles, mounted guns, planes, and transports. Capture the strategic airfield to dominate the sky, or engage in fast-paced infantry battles in tight interior areas. Sundan is classic Battlefield. We can't wait to let you play it.
Yeah. That's amazing. So obviously Al Sundan was adapted from Under No Flag. So tell us a little bit about what that process was like.
Yeah, so usually, when the guys, when the team sort of focus on building these war stories, they want to create these nice narrative, linear experiences and sort of that really tell the story of World War II. But with Under No Flag, they sort of took a little bit of a different approach to this and sort of made this big, wide-open experience. And that showed a lot of potential from a multiplayer perspective as well. So when we finished the game originally, the team wanted to sort of sit down and sort of a small group of them and take a shot at turning this into what could be an amazing battlefield map. It's huge. This is a really big map. This is your sort of classic Battlefield sandbox map. This is where you're going to see, tanks and planes and infantry and all of that together in sort of what is truly Battlefield. It's sort of built for that open world gameplay with, depending on no matter how you want to play, there's something there for you.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And so how can I kind of, adjust my strategy? Because obviously it's such a wide map. Like, what am I doing?
Well, I think if you look at it, there's room for all different playstyles. So there's 6 flags on this when you're playing Conquest, and you can see here, even if you can see from the videos here, you've got, when you go into the village, it's all about infantry play and speed and flanking through the things. And the bridge in the middle, it's all about, sort of controlling that with infantry gameplay. And I think Mr. Battlefield the other day decided to just sit there with his tank and destroy me. But
it's just something that he likes to do.
He's kind of mean, but he's not mean. He's super nice. But
no, but most importantly, I mean, again, we could go on and on and on. We're tight for time because there's so much to get through. We've got so many announcements. When can we get our hands on Al Sundan?
But so this is the first map that we're going to come in with Chapter 4. So June 27th, this is going to be available day 1, Chapter 4 for everybody.
Nice, nice. Now, we've got a couple more surprises to come, but before we get into all that, let's take a look at what's coming in August towards the end of Chapter 4.
Get up close and personal. With Chapter 4 defying the odds, new and intense close-quarter maps are coming to Battlefield 5. By popular demand, we're bringing more maps to players craving tighter types of multiplayer. Specially tailored for intimate infantry combat, the new Battlefields will challenge your squad in unique ways. Teamwork, skill, and adaptation are your keys to victory. Fight through an explosives production facility in Lofoten Islands and unseat the Axis occupation in Provence. Prepare to assemble your team and rise above your enemies, and prepare to learn more about these new battlefields later in the year.
Now, to help us break down these new maps, Ryan and I are joined by Mr. Battlefield himself, Lars Gustafsson. I don't know if you made that up yourself, but... Oh, and because he asked nicely, we also let Freeman come down from his weird place up there.
You're worse than my Firestorm teammates. You just leave me behind everywhere.
But we can all understand why that happens.
True.
Do you want to take over this one for the start?
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, go for it.
Lars, these are very different then to the 2 maps we've already shown so far today. Tell us about them.
They are. I mean, taking a step back, we've been closely monitoring how players engage in Tides of War, and no surprise, I mean, they love the bigger modes like Conquest. It's always been kind of a Battlefield pillar. But it's been super fun to watch how they engage with passion and dedication in the smaller modes, like Squad Conquest, for example, which really become a success. And with that in mind, then, we've, together with the DICE LA studio, they've been going at it, tailoring maps that are specially made for smaller modes. And as such, being able to give that, the close quarter feeling, the tight, what you say, the intimate combat.
Intimate infantry combat.
Oh, yeah, we need that on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Intimate infantry.
We're making that platoon when we get back.
I mean, what kind of the sort of like key strategies then when you're playing close quarters on this map?
As we see with these smaller game modes, I mean, the key to this is just really good team play, really good squad play. And so, sticking together and not leaving anybody behind like Mr. Freeman over here.
Yeah.
Unless he's
But I mean,
not
what if you
being-
want to leave him behind, can you?
Then it's acceptable, I think.
Because I would.
It's 2 beautiful
There'd
maps.
just be a spinning number plate.
It would be, yeah.
As you saw, Lofoten, it's serenity, beautiful Nordic countryside, but then kind of ripped open with gunfire and everything amongst villas and factory equipment. And then Provence, you know,
Yeah.
I plan to take my wife there, you know, pastilles on the square.
Stop destroying places you want to take your family. It's weird.
I'll take Ryan.
Yeah, take him instead and then go to
But
town.
it's beautiful cobblestones, you know, lots of good flanking routes, and it's the smaller maps really allows you to master every inch of it. So it's really about, you know, knowing your battlefield.
I mean, again, we could go on and on talking about all of these maps, but we've got one more map to show off, and I want to make sure we have time to get through it. But first, Lars, you've brought with him some news about some kind of core gameplay updates we know that you've all been waiting for. So you're excited about this one.
Lars, you know how much time I'm spending online. Like,
I mean,
I am working.
Just Battlefield, or let's not delve.
Big community features we've announced this month. Increase the max rank. Private games. Let's talk max rank. What can you tell us?
Let's talk max rank. We do know, and it's been loudly made to us, our kind of awareness, that there are players out there too skilled who maxed out on rank 50 too quickly. So we've taken that to heart, and we've now taken the max rank from 50 to 500. So it's quite a leap.
Yeah.
And it's
Battlefield 500 now.
so truly a journey for our players to go on, moving forward.
And it's a grind train, but what are people getting if they're on it?
Yeah, what are we getting?
We're all in it, you know, we want the goodies. So to start with, already from rank 51, you will be granted company coins for every rank up. But then at every, do we call them milestone ranks, you know, every 50th rank, you will get one shiny new rank icon to show off your skills, and also a beautiful set of dog tags. So lots of ways of showing off your mastery on your journey towards, you know, that the world domination. That's all.
It's already happening.
August is the time. So
Brilliant.
it's almost here.
Almost here.
So world domination for Lars by August.
Yeah, sorry, I wondered if we were talking about world domination or when that was happening, but all right.
Private games then. The other massive thing that we know players want. What we got?
Yes. I mean, another one that's our lovely community have been vocal about. And previously, for those of you who've been with Battlefield, it was called RSP, the rented server program. But now we're shifting over to private games. And what it means, the beautiful thing with it is, the baseline package that comes out is free for everyone that plays Battlefield 5. So a beautiful package. It's there to let you set up your servers and kind of create your experiences, whether you want to capture or, you know, play with your friends. And Freeman, you can play with us, for sure.
Thanks.
You can sit with them. And obviously, you know, you love getting all that community feedback, so hit him up, Mr. Battlefield at AOL.com, and let him know.
Well,
Just
saying, yeah.
That is the thing, though. Like, we're not finished when we're done, right?
No, exactly. It's coming in, let's see.
September?
September, yeah.
And at that time, I mean, we want you to dive on it, set up your servers, play it, and give us feedback. Since this is kind of just the beginning of the journey with the private games, we want to hear what did we do right and where should we shape up and take it an extra notch. So
At
be with us
AOL.com.
and be
Yeah.
candid.
Okay, well, Lars, don't tell Ryan, but you know you're my favourite for this. Thank you very much for it.
Do I still get to
We've
be
got
number
more,
two?
though, Julia. We've got more.
You're almost.
Well, it's just going to get a bit weird and fighty up here in a minute. Well, as promised, we've got one more Battlefield map to show you. It's called Operation Underground. Lars, Ryan, talk us through what we're about to see. Yes, let's have a look.
Well, this is the ultimate definition of a passion project. So Inge Göran, the original designer for Operation Metro, when we finished Battlefield 5 and shipped it, he wanted to do something that he just was truly invested in. So we kind of went down and he sat down and he came back with what was Operation Underground. And when he showed it to the team, we knew we just had to make this. And I think Lars is sort of being part of that journey in the beginning. I mean, you know how much this meant to the team.
Yeah, I mean, I was there when we started to build the maps for Battlefield 3. And early on, it was kind of a brainstorm. I still remember it was tons of images on the wall. We challenged the team to, you know, where do you want to fight? Everything from subway to shopping mall to God knows everywhere.
Yeah.
And then the team started, or someone smart, not me, apparently, said, do I only get to pick one?
Yeah.
So they started to pick a number of them, and I think Inge then chose 3 of them, which was the park, the subway, and kind of the bank area in the city.
Like a kind
And
of scene tapas. I mean, you don't want one meal, you want 3 lots of meals all in
More
one
is
meal.
always better, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So you can see, when you see kind of it spinning behind us here, you can see the true inspiration, but what Inge Göran and the talented crew with him has done is to kind of take at heart the feedback from the original Metro and started to provide especially a lot of flanking routes so that you can kind of move around and be smart about it. And tons of easy to spot ones, but also
Everyone
the
loves
most
the
sneaky
sneaky
ones.
flank.
Yeah,
Everyone
no,
loves
I
the
think
sneaky flank.
you know, this
Cheeky,
is
high
sneaky
on the menu.
flank.
I mean, I think as you look at it, like this is not Metro remastered. This is, as the guys look at it, sort of reimagined. And I think you've got a bunch of different diverse areas. You've got big open courtyards, you know, at street level and narrow streets, and you go down into where you see in the video here where the subway cars are and into the sub basements, and you're going to find a whole bunch of different things and different ways to play and different styles. And I know the guys have a few surprises in there as well that I think the community's really going to enjoy when they get there.
So when do we get it?
That's
When
the
do we
big
play?
question for today. It's just when,
You have to wait a
and
bit.
when.
October, between chapter 4 and 5.
And I think this is the one the team is really excited about as well. So,
Yeah,
it's-
I know I can't wait for October
No, no,
either.
it's-
So.
I have a cracking time playing it in playtest. I'm
Yeah.
so looking forward for everyone else getting to play it too, and everything else that's on these new maps.